just setting the mood for a very belated event. Hello, I'm Oliveblader and welcome to my Wonderland. I've got the candle lit and yes, will you be my very belated Valentines? I even got a rose for this event, and due to life events just being very busy, I'm sorry for the delay on this video, but nonetheless I will make it up to you, I'm sure. Oh, isn't this beautiful? I looked through like 20 roses to get one that I was very happy with, so hopefully you're happy with this as well. And as per the thumbnail, unboxing a very special figure, of course, one of my favourite characters, Erza Scarlet. But before that, here, look, someone's left a little card. I wonder what it says. Of course, it's from me. Happy Valentine's, or belated Valentine's Day, my dear Wonderlandians, sending my love and support to each and every one of you. I hope I record this on February 14th while thinking of all you. I hope you're doing all right, and I hope you're able to celebrate the day with a loved one, or just yourself, or someone you care about, just having fun. Honestly, any excuse just to make an extra special day for yourself, so I hope you did. Now then, so this figure I've actually had in my storage for quite a while. As you can see, I left the cute little thank you note on there, so I bought it off this seller off of eBay, and it was packaged very well, as you can see. I bought this at the beginning of 2020. Yes, I know, why haven't you unboxed it? Well, I just haven't had the opportunity, but then I thought, coming up to Valentine's Day, I'm like, oh, well, I think Erza would be the perfect Valentine's for me, so I thought I'd finally unbox her. And it is the ORCA TOYS Bunny Girl Style, and it is the original colour version. I think there's another two to three other colours you can get, but I thought the dark red just the prime scarlet choice, I suppose. And yes, just having a look around the box. I think it's a pretty lovely box design, and even though nothing on the bottom, you got your classic fairy tale on the top with the title. And I do love that the images too of the figure look, I've seen quite a few pictures of the figure already, of course, because it's been out for a while. I'll stick out authenticity on the back, gotta point that out. And I'd like to say that I love that the pictures are very accurate. Now then, it does not have any satisfying tape to cut at the top, so like usual ORCA Toys. But unlike this usual company style or any other company style of Erza, this is quite stylistic, as you can see. She is such a different design and very unique, but nonetheless absolutely gorgeous. So I do love this take on her as well. It definitely, I think, enhances the shape of her hair, and even her little mouth, when we have a little close look at it, looks a bit more like a bunny, like just to suit that bunny girl aesthetic. But it's just, breathtaking, honestly. But now let's have a look at the instructions, which I'm glad there is. So they suggest, they suggest putting in the sword first and then the hand. And then I wasn't sure what that little square was. I thought it was maybe a print thing, but we will come back to that later. A print issue. But getting out the base, which I thought was a smart decision, though it's just I wouldn't give too many points for the base. Classic black, and even the cast isn't the cleanest, which is a little disappointing. It's quite a big base too. I'm not sure if I will use it, but I will bring it out nonetheless for the moment. Now then, bringing out the main feature. Got quite a few tape to cut here, and look who's joining us. Took me a second to realise, but don't worry, he, unlike previous indoor cats that we've had, he is very smart and knows to stay away from flames. One of our previous cats, well, they were more of an indoor-outdoor cat, they actually didn't understand the idea of a wood heater being hot all around and burned his little paws while jumping on the top, which is very unfortunate. This Snowy hasn't had no issues with that. Oh, and look at him now. Give me a moment while I get rid of that plastic. He just loves doing plastic. I don't let him do it intentionally, but when he has an opportune moment like then, when I'm distracted, yes, he does go for it. Now then, bringing out the first aspect of this, and that is the suitcase. I'm not sure where the idea of a bunny sitting on a suitcase came from, but I'm not arguing this is a very beautifully designed seat. And just pointing out where her butt cheeks are gonna sit. It's quite weighty though. I thought it might have been a tad more weightier, which we'll get to that issue later, but I do love the sculpt and the paintwork on it, though the paintwork does make it look a little bit metallic like, almost like a bronze statue, so I'm not sure how they would have tied in the leather a bit more, but otherwise, and they had like a little red paint tinge in the corner. Otherwise, it is quite beautifully done. I do love the sculpt. I'm not sure. It's a suitcase. I was just thinking maybe she's preventing you from putting away your luggage. I'm not too sure. Now, getting out her hand, which is packaged very nicely separately. I have to commend them on the packaging. I wouldn't fret this figure getting damaged at all. They're usually pretty awesome with that. And look at the gorgeous cuff. Not to mention just the utmost attitude in this hand, and the nails are also painted pink with a little bit of shine on them as well. Do love the contrast between matte and shiny paint. Now bringing out her sheathed katana, which is definitely a big plus for me in this piece. Anytime you can have her with her sword, which is majority of her figures, yes please. Now then, the mademoiselle herself. And what I mean by well protected, look at all the plastic that is covering her. Oh my goodness, and that hair. I am so excited to unbox this. Like I said, the stylistic qualities and ORCA TOYS paint work is usually spot on. Oh, those tights. Just stunning. Carefully taking off the plastic. I won't lie, I found this kind of very satisfying, but it was a little bit non-ending. Now I was a little bit nervous taking this piece out, so it's like a plastic block. We would have seen this, I think the last time I had one of these was with my wedding albedo figure and under the wings, but see how the hair's kind of curled in a little bit? I really didn't want to snap off those ends, so I just carefully wiggled it out. And oh, look at the texture on the bunny tail. And not even that, they obviously painted the hair separately before they attached it, because look at all that shading. Oh, just stunning. Even with her awkward dismembered hand, she looks so sweet just sitting on my hand there. And look at that angry grin. Anyway, I have to point out though, she did not come perfect, unfortunately. We have the little scrape on her chest there, which was quite annoying. I actually, after the video, tried to remove it with my usual methods, and I could make it a little bit better, but with fear with not getting too much, like removing too much of the paint with the product I was using. Very frustratingly, I was not able to remove it completely, so that is a bit of a shame in my opinion. But pointing out, look at the leg sculpt. Oh my goodness, what muscles. I have to say, whoever sculpted this did an absolute stunning job. Her pose looks so poised, but at the same time natural. The volumes and just the absolute attitude of this piece is stunning. It really creates an atmosphere around it. Now then, I should have attached, I forgot, the katana separately to the hand before I attached the hand, but I still didn't have too much of an issue attaching it then it wiggles a little bit, it still just sits in there. Now the moment of truth. I know some people that purchased the figure, the big thing was they had issues of her sitting on the box, and now I looked at it thinking, oh well, I have previous figures that have said, you know, people have had issues with balancing or posing, but I've always found a good position for them to stand in where I'm, you know, secure. I don't have to use tape or anything. But I have to say, people were not exaggerating. Other collectors were not exaggerating when they said she has a standing issue. And that's what I found out was the in the instructions is actually suggesting that you use double-sided sticky tape. Now you can balance her, but an instant tap of the bench or even just blowing wind is going to knock her over. So I couldn't have that happening. So of course I had to bring out whatever I had, a double-sided sticky tape. It's a little bit spongy, so hopefully that'll help. And yeah, this didn't help much. So she does have a magnet in this suitcase and her buttocks, but it does barely anything. You would have seen it wiggle when I was playing with it before. Honestly, I think a peg would have been just ideal, so ideal. I'm not sure why they didn't use a peg. If they had it in the suitcase, then you could still have Erza sitting on other items if that's what they were thinking, but I definitely think this is a huge mistake. She she just wants to fall off. Even with one piece of tape, she is still a hazard, and you just so don't want to scrape that beautiful hair in behind. But without further ado, let's have a look at this showcase of this absolutely stunning figure. Honestly, I just cannot stop staring at her. She is such a beautiful figure, and look at the presents even just through that video. But alas, I cannot completely ignore the major flaw. So I did not see this is her in her collection. Well, my collection of her, my Erza shrine. She fits in so well. But as you can see, I don't have her on her base. And can you see that little bit of white near her cheek there? That is, I had to put double-sided sticky tape on both sides just to secure her onto the suitcase entirely. One side is not going to do it, and that other side, so the back side, I had 2 layers up there just to make her a bit more higher on that side to tip her forward so that she's going to fit on securely and not fall off backwards. I had her fall off backwards 3 times while in the case with 1 piece of sticky tape, and luckily I have not scraped anything. I haven't damaged her. I don't know why, and that's why I also have her with the acrylic stand that's holding up the other one just behind her as well. So if she does fall, she's not going to fall too far because she ended up falling backwards quite a lot, but I can only imagine how bad it would be if she fell forward. That being said, it's not a complete dismay. This figure is absolutely beautiful. I'd only recommend it to people who are happy with trying to deal with the balancing issue. I'm not lying, it's pretty terrible. And you know how lenient I can be if everything else can be overlooked because of a figure's absolute gorgeousness. And I will say, this figure, apart from that paint stain that I couldn't get off and the balance issues, she is still ultimately worth it in my opinion. Absolutely gorgeous, as you saw in the video. Her face, that bunny almost tsundere smile, which she isn't a tsundere, but you know, it's just Oh, it's so gorgeous. And the hair, the shading, the gloss versus matte finish. This is a beautiful figure, polished paintwork, just a shame it's, well, just pegs, please, pegs. But at least this is still an older figure. They've had 2 other ORCA Toys Erzas that have been released since, so I doubt it will be an issue in the near future. Not to mention she's a really good size too. The base though is a bit of a disappointment, but hey, you know, I'm very excited for the latest Erza that's been delayed already a few times, but I'm sure when she comes out she's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Well done if you made it to this part of the video. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining me for this very special video indeed. I appreciate you all so much, and don't forget to take care, treat yourself, and look after yourself. I know life can be a little bit crazy still, I know we're all still recovering, but nonetheless, take care, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!